GT BK Motorsports. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm changing the head gaskets on the 2006 350. Problem we're having here, keep losing coolant. The heater's not working. I went through the steps, you know, it was basically pushing the fluids back out of the overflow. I already changed the thermostat. That's a new thermostat from Lexus, new radiator cap.
Stop!
Yep, can't find no leakage or anything, you know, coming from anywhere. So basically I'm taking this motor. I already verified this valve cover gasket myself because I was smelling exhaust fumes coming out of this coolant reservoir, and it kept, you know, sending up small bubbles. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'm doing this with only a few hours in the day left each day. So I'll keep y'all posted, let y'all know how much time it takes. So far we took the intake off, took the inlet and outlet radiator hoses off. That's about it so far. Reservoir for the coolant is off. This looks like it's gonna be a test. It's my first time attempting this. No manual, no book, just knowledge that I already have doing this. All right, so far we got the intake off. Got the radiator still sitting there, but we took away the fan shroud, took off the hoses, and yeah, just got back from a fishing trip, so I'm trying to remember where I left off. All right, yeah, that's wiring harness. I basically started from the passenger side of the engine. I started removing the wires going to the coil pack and the ones going to the injectors on this side. And I'm basically working my way around to the driver's side. A lot of this old plastic starts to break. A couple of them, like even when I just started loosening it, the plastic started to crack. And as I started, you know, moving it around, it just started to break off one by one because of how old the plastic is. Not really worried about that. There's ways around that. You know, you can always rig that stuff up as long as the wires are not in the way of anything and they're connected snug and not coming apart. All right, I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get this intake manifold off. That'll be my next step to get the rest of these wires off. They are a 5mm, but you might have problems back here in the back with this last one because it's so narrow that the socket can't fit down in there. So, you know what? I said, let me think of something. Came up with a solution. I got one that goes to this screwdriver here, same size, 5mm. And I put it in, and once I got it in the right spot for the slots, only other problem is just hard to turn. So what I did was I took a pair of pliers. That's right, pair of pliers. Got them to the right position, got them here, and I pushed it, and I knocked it loose. And once you do that, you can then loosen it with your hand. It's just a little trick, you know, for people who don't have the right tools. A lot of this stuff I don't have the right tools for, but I make it happen. Just for my people that maybe can't afford the tool or, you know, need the stuff done and don't have time to go get the tool, but don't want to break nothing in the process. Anyway, yeah, let's go and get it out. You use a magnet to get it out. There you go. Bam. That's it. All right, let's keep it moving. Some of the consequences of my problem. Now that I took that intake off, that manifold, if I look down inside of these chambers, you can't really see it too good, but I was having problems on my cylinder 5. Kept misfiring after switching out the plugs and the coil pack, you know, from one cylinder to the next. Same issue persisted. And if I look over here at cylinder 5, which is the one all the way in the back on the passenger side, you can see air bubble from the moisture of the coolant mixing with the oil. And down in there it's kind of wet. So I just went ahead and pulled the fuel pump relay to keep any gas from coming out. Once I take a loose the injectors themselves, because I like to listen to the radio in my car while I'm working on it. So this will you know, kind of keep it a little safe. You're not supposed to have the battery hooked up while you're doing this, but I mean, I'm taking that chance. I'm not telling you to do it, so let's see what's next. The injectors and the fuel rail off, and now I'm getting ready to take the rest of this, you know, the base of the intake out here. And see, we got like 2 injectors still stuck in here from wiggling out the rail. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna get it once we get this off. Got that off. Down here to some more gaskets. Well, I can see that damage has been done. Okay. Just want to take the radiator out. I'm going to make some space right in here. I can go ahead and start breaking loose some of these pulleys, starting at the harmonic balancer, and taking away some stuff in the front to give me some more room to operate. And then I can start taking stuff apart a little bit faster than what I'm doing right now. I use my own method of taking the harmonic balancer screw loose. I just used my torque wrench. It's a size 22 millimeter. Put it on there. And now once I got it on the bolt, I basically use this power bar to hold it on. Keep the wheel from turning. I kind of wedged it in there up against inside of this hole right here at the top right. That was the position I had it at. And as I was loosening the bolt, it wedged itself in there and was holding the wheel in place. And I was able to take it off. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get this belt and get these pulleys off, water pump, pulley and all of that. All right, here we go. Back again. So now it's a new day. Got a little sunlight left. Going ahead and taking this harmonic balancer off. And once this come on, I'll see what else I feel like doing next. Alright. At this point, I do have the battery disconnected. I went ahead and took loose the other part of the wiring harness right here in front. And I'm taking this little PC component out. That allows me to be able to see more stuff, but I can go ahead and remove. I moved on quite a bit. Went ahead and took out the heater hoses and took out the battery and removed the EGR valve and took those 2 screws in the back holding this bracket, 2 10 millimeters. That's it right here. You gotta loosen those in order to move it out of the way to get the EGR valve out. And now moving on to something else. Taking loose these gas lines. I got this side up now. I already took the other side out. Just popped it up with a power bar. After I took the bolts out, and now try to get this connector out from over here. I don't know if you can see it and bring it around that hole. This side of the valve cover. And I'll do this one last. I'm trying to go ahead and tackle this side since this is the culprit. So this is just a look under the valve cover. You can see the cams. Here got your valves down that valve spring. And we're gonna start breaking this side down to the coolant inlet and outlet off, as well as the filler neck. That's what you want to call it. So now I'm trying to get loose this wiring harness because it's really in the way of this driver's side head. So once I get that out of the way, I'll start doing some more stuff. What I did, I kind of marked, you know, out of these 4 right here, I wrote what number plug it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I forgot these 5, 6. But yeah, that's just a little tip. I'm finally working in daylight. What I did to make this job easier, I went ahead and took the hood off just now. And I also loosened up the alternator, but I'm having a hard time getting it out of here. So I feel like if I take this valve cover off, then I might be able to see a little bit more down in there. You know, move some of this stuff out of the way. They did a good job at hiding parts and, you know, keeping everything well put together. So just give me a minute. I'll check right back in and let y'all know how it's going. Alright, so I got both of the valve cover gaskets off. I'm sorry, both of the valve covers out. And these are actually the gaskets right here. Go ahead and pull that out. We don't need that. We got new ones. So you can get out of here. Now what I'm trying to do is get out the alternator and the AC compressor. So with the alternator, it had like a 10mm bolt on the side that was holding the wiring bracket. I don't know if you can see it. And then I'm gonna take the wires off in the back and see if I can get it off. I finally got the AC compressor and alternator off. In order to get the alternator off, you're gonna have to take off the compressor first. And it looked hard when I was looking at it, and I kept looking at it, and I was like, you know what? Let me go for it. Took me probably like 30 minutes to get both of them off. Maybe like 20 minutes. Now, I'm gonna take off 2 of these compressor mount bolts out of here. They're right here inside of the front timing cover. And from what it looks like, if I take those 2 off, I can get the timing cover off without taking the other 2 off. Yeah. Alright, so I'm about to go for it. I underestimated this job completely. I thought I could do this with the engine inside of the car. Turns out you have to take the engine out of the car because you have to be able to take the timing cover off. And what's keeping the timing cover from coming off is there's a piece that sits at the bottom of the timing cover that actually sits inside of the oil pan, or right inside the oil pan. And you cannot take this off at all unless you take the oil pan off. So I went and got my hoist. I seen somebody do a IS350 on YouTube. They removed the engine and transmission from the bottom, and I also saw where someone did it from the top. I'm choosing to do the top this time, just because I had took so much stuff off. It's easy access to get it out of the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect everything from the engine that's touching the car, and the transmission mount. I already unscrewed both sides of the engine mounts in the front. And so I'm about to get under the car and disconnect everything else, and I'll follow back. Connected transmission, exhaust pipes, drive shaft. Now, coming on out, slow and easy. You notice right here, this side of the muffler, or this side of the exhaust, is close to the steering wheel shaft. So I might take that off before I get the engine out. Go ahead and take a loose the exhaust manifolds off both sides. It gives you more room to operate. And I went ahead and unhooked the entire wiring harness from the engine and the transmission. So now I can just pull it straight out, drain the oil and everything, and get to work. All right. Here we go. I got the engine and transmission out, and I found this rack I had just laying around the backyard. I put a piece of wood on it, and I'm basically gonna set the transmission on top of that and disconnect the engine. Put the engine on the engine stand over there. Nothing broke as I was pulling it out. It came out nice and smooth. I'm glad it did. All right, let's break it down. Broke loose the tranny from the engine, draining the oil at the same time along this transmission fluid that's coming from the torque converter. Torque converter bolts. You basically take the starter out, and it's like a black plastic piece that sits right here. You pull it out, and it gives you access to take these bolts off. It looks like it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 bolts you take off, and then you can put it on the stand. So we got it out. Got the engine on the stand now. Drained all the oil. Now, once again, time to get to work. I went ahead and took the oil pan off in the bottom part of the engine. And this engine is heavy. I'm doing this by myself. I don't advise you to do it by yourself. And the way that I marked the timing chains is not the 100% proper way to do it, but this is how I do it. I went ahead and marked down here at the bottom, put an orange mark right here for the main piece right here, crankshaft.